Oh, this is such a bad word. What the fuck? Four holy back-to-back ads. Wouldn't believe it, Nagito. I don't get a dime of those. How's it going, buddy? How you doing? I don't know. I don't know. I just want to be done with this. I don't care. I don't care. Cool. Oh my holy cringe word. Q starting and double letter. Exam start in a week. How you feeling? Math still kind of fucking you over? Puppet. Miniature. Teacup, saucer, spoon. Something things out like tea party. Statistics. Eve, how's it going? Stats. Stats are rough. Stats are unintuitive. I get it. But hold on. Listen to the sick ass music though. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's stressing. Oh my. Oh god. I was made to do abs yesterday and I hate doing ab workouts. My tummy feels all sick. My tum-tum. I'm like the only guy in the fucking universe who hates working out abs, even though like technically that's the thing you should love because it makes you look all aesthetic and shit. But I hate it. It makes my tummy feel all bad, so I don't do it. I'm a fucking child. I've been going to the gym for so fucking long and I almost never do abs because it makes me feel all sick inside. I don't like it. Besides stats, other subjects are good to great. That's good. That's a good start. That's good. Well, hey, you've basically got a week. So the way I would structure this, obviously, don't necessarily take my advice. I'm a fucking chud, okay? So don't necessarily take my advice. But the way I always prefer doing it, stuff like that, was if you have like 7 days left, I would do the first 3 days. I would split between the other subjects that you're feeling like decent on. Just get your final revisions and make sure you feel good. And then the last 4 days, I would cram the fuck out of stats. because I feel like under pressure I study way better. Now again, not the case with everyone. My fucking ADHD and all that shit helps with that. So like when I'm under when I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fucking fail this if you don't fucking clean your act up, I feel like I zone in, and then the last 4 days or like 3 or 4 days I can just. And then I don't know, how's it going, buddy? And I've always kind of been lucky to. You ever have that feeling where like before the exams start in 32 days? Stats exam is in 32 days, bro. You got plenty of time. Just in that case, okay. In that case, you got time. So we got plenty of time. You can figure this out. Okay, no problem. You guys ever have that feeling where like just before an exam starts, you're like, fuck, like I don't get it. I don't fucking know stuff. And then like just before you're about to go into the exam hall, or before you're about to leave the house to go for the exam, you like do like a final revision, and you just catch something. You catch a line, you catch a paragraph, and it just clicks, and you go, oh my god. I feel like I've been so lucky in my life, because I've had that one feeling so many times over the years where I was like, dude, if I walked into that exam without just reading that line or that paragraph, I would have fucking gotten half the marks I got. Oh my, that is such a, dude, that is like a gift from, that makes me believe in God. Okay, when that shit happens, you're like, there's no way this could happen without a benevolent God. I refuse to believe it. Seer, how's it going, buddy? I have never been able to stop procrastinating. You have no fucking idea, bro. Now, I'm really lucky because listen, no brags or whatever. I'm pretty smart, okay? I just am. I don't generally need to study very much for me. Like, most things come to me relatively intuitively, which is nice. But I swear to you, I have probably studied cumulatively for all my uni exams as much as like the average student studies for one semester's worth of exams. I fucking never studied for uni exams. And here I am, a accounting grad. Hell yeah. So, I hear ya. No argument from here. Okay, I'm thinking tongs? I'm thinking like things at like a tea party. Yay! For the last 12 years, I've always studied 2 weeks before exams gotten. Exactly. Miniature? Miniature toy? Oldie? Classic? Hit? Never ending? Fuck. A holly jolly Christmas. I don't know. Puppet. Miniature. Prosthetic toy. Fuck. Both went away, really? Oh, how's it going, man? Standard, classic, oldie, I agree. But then the last one is the curious bit, right? Hit? Ah, nice. Okay. Oh, song. That makes it standard? I've never had that used that in that context. Interesting. Miniature. Toy. Puppet. Makeup. When the Outer Wild stream, Harsh? I'll try to do tomorrow after stream, Harsh, because the plan was to do it today, but then today it ended up being a night stream because we had to go look at. We left the house at 9:30 today, okay? 9:30 a.m. and I got back at 5 p.m. It was like a whole day, like a whole 8-hour day of just looking at cars and looking at numbers and. So, just for reference, my parents' car is about to fucking die, so we had to go look for cars, because we were like, bro, we gotta trade this shit in before it fucking dies on the road. Because one, my mom, it would be petrified if that happened, and secondly, you could, obviously you want to trade it in now while it's working so you can get some actual money for the trade in too. Otherwise this is going to be like, yeah, it's scrap. It's worth $400. Get fucked. Alright. So. But we got it. We got a car. We signed. Well, we'll sign the we'll do the number. Okay, the numbers are all done. We just my mom will sign on Monday. We'll be good. Oh, so that's done too. We gotta go pick it up sometime next week, or we'll figure that out probably Friday. So probably no stream Friday. Just a heads up. Yeah, but I'll let you know once we confirm dates and stuff. Man, it's so weird. There's like. Okay. What do we think about makeup? Fucking cringe. Okay, so it's not never ending and it's not makeup. We are pretty sure about these three. Prosthetic, I feel like we tried this. Yeah. So it's not never ending, it's not prosthetic. Or it may be never ending. Okay, so it's not with these two. So it's either Christmas, never ending, West Side. Christmas! There's things related to Christmas. No, never mind. I'm stupid. I'm stupid and small. Words before story. Christmas Story, Never Ending Story, Toy Story, West Side Story. Damn, Seer. That was a clutch call, dude. It was just a second too late. That was a clutch call. Let's go. I'll pray for you. Can't stay stopping by to say hello, visiting some family, enjoy the chapters. Aw, thanks, Chris. Thank you, buddy. Have a good time. Spend time with your family. You deserve it, man. I know it's been a hectic couple of weeks. Just spend some time, relax. We're almost at the end of it. What we got? What, a little over a week left? We're laughing. Enjoy your weekend, buddy. Face and mine, I'll wait for you to draw. Dude, it's such a good song. It's such a good song. I'm gonna go good night. Please give a heads up for the Outer Wild stream. Sounds good, buddy. Put on no more what ifs. Okay, alright, I'll trust. I'll put my faith in you. Just don't get me right. Copyright struck, we're laughing. This is the version you wanted, just to be clear? Full big band version? Yeah, I think so. Aaron, how's it going? Three gifts for you, King? There's no shot. Oh my god. They did Beneath the Mask too. I love Beneath the Mask. Are you kidding? I'll check that out after. Sorry, I just got a message from one of my friends. Okay, he loves speeding. Okay, he's like a genuine degenerate. Like, this motherfucker will not drive normally to save his fucking life. Okay, dude, my king is cooked. I need to do a. I need to. Sorry. And so he messages me. He goes, "Dude, I'm having such a shit day. I swear on my life." Let me read this message verbatim. Okay. I didn't speed at all, I swear, and I mean this with all my heart, I didn't. I did it, sorry, fuck it. I did it for 1 second and got pulled over. The cop said he was gonna impound me and let me go with 4 tickets, so this motherfucker probably got like, I don't know, $2,000 worth of tickets probably. Oh my god, this guy's such a fucking, oh my god. Dude, someone give this man a drink and his car. Fuck! Oh, this motherfucker made me lose cringe shit. He's on. It's his fault for that. I'm not taking. Nope. I got 0 wrong. I'm not taking the fault on that one. I'm not doing it. Okay, so this king can get mated somehow, but okay. If this goes here, this goes here. Fuck. Now, we need him off the road ASAP. Dude. He's never gotten in a car accident. I want to be clear. He's never gotten in an accident, so I guess that's something. But, like... sir, you said they have Beneath the Mask too? Beneath the Mask... Full... Big... Band... Edition. Is this the same mask? The full big 8 band? Is that their name? The 8 big bit band? Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Oh, it's so peak! Hold on, it's immediately so peak. That one's on Seer. I still have nothing wrong. That one's on Seer. Not my fault at all. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't know why you guys are here to leave me. Go watch someone else. Go watch someone more talented. You worthless piece of shit. Coasting on a good book. You're fucking useless. Oh my god. Sitting all alone. Without a clue. Without a question yet. The real question to be asked. Where have I been? I'm a shapeshifter at Poe's Masquerade, and in both face and mind are free for you to go. I'm a shapeshifter. Where else could I be? You can take off my mask, revealing dark. It's so big. Here, here, here. Yeah. Fucking. Here, 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 I'm fucked. That can't be the case. Here, here, here? Is... I am singing my heart out. Thank you for noticing, Sia. I'm having a rough day if you haven't noticed. I'm sorry. I'm not quite so on edge most of the time, but I've been having a rough day. Not really, not really. It was a good day. We found a car, we signed the papers, it was fine. Okay, it was a long day. Plus it was like 3 hours of driving, because if I'm in the car, everyone's like, you drive. I'm not driving. Sharon, female early in the book. Audrey. Later than Audrey. Fours. Earlier than fours. Daily. So mixed day, got to see the glass half. Yay, listen, my parents got a nice car. I think the heart is devious today. Oof. They got a car. I think they got a good car. I think we got a good deal on it. The car should be good. My parents both like the car. Well, my mom likes the car. My dad is completely indifferent. I swear to God, we were making this joke. So we signed the paperwork for the car, or like we don't sign the paperwork, but like we get. Wow, you were not kidding. This lady is actually singing her heart out. Hold on, she's cooking. What the fuck? Sorry. So we Chrissy'd be too soon, no? Sorry. So we like get a handshake deal on the car. We're like, hey, listen, everything's good. Just call us on Monday with the final whatever. We'll do it. Okay, no problem. And then everyone leaves. I'm happy. Mom's happy. My brother's happy. My dad is completely indifferent. We'd ask him like, hey, Dad, what do you think? Like, what do you think about the numbers? What do you think about the car? And he goes, hey, if you guys think it's okay. I'm like, yeah, no, I get that. Like, we're all, but like, you know. You're obviously going to have the final sign-off. How you feeling? Yeah, it's fine. If you guys say it's fine, it's fine. And then afterwards, he's like, hey, can we stop at the grocery store? Like, there's this grocery store I heard of nearby. Let's Let's go there. Snake Eater? Bro, I can't. Snake Eater's probably... No, Snake Eater's probably not... is Snake Eater copyrighted? It's a game. Maybe, probably not. So... And we're like, yeah, no problem, Dad. We can stop at the grocery store. No problem. We gotta pick up a couple things anyway. And my dad is so good. He's like, oh my God, can we check out over there too? And I look at my brother. I go, bro, can anyone tell he bought a car an hour ago? And this man was completely indifferent. He's like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. If you guys think it's fine. Yeah, it looks fine. And this guy's like, he's like, oh my God, can we check out here too? It looks so cool. I'm like, what? What? I feel like the priorities are all backwards here. Nah, hey, listen, he's happy, I think, so we're okay. Female, either lower sequence or higher lower goddess? Evernight? Good pull. Harvest? No, Lilith? Lilith was mentioned in chapter 3? Seriously? Snake Eater 8-bit band. I already did it today, so I can't hop. Okay. Sequence 0. So Indigenous chained dog. Trance to create a God of Steam. Sonya Theron? Sonya Theron to be... Well, maybe. When would Sonya Theron... Amibella? No, but what's his queen's name? He had a queen, right? What was her name? What a thrill. A hen? What? What are you talking about? Was it Alista Tudor? Alista Tudor was a guy, right? The name Alista always throws me off. That's a woman's name. Truonst was a woman, though? Fuck. I should have just waited for you guys to answer before I did it. I'm an idiot. Cheek? Max 10. Let's go, baby. Who's clutch as fuck? This guy. Who's clutch as a motherfucker? This guy. Oh, no, wait. Oh, we got it at only 8. We're laughing. Okay. 5th epoch. Try hard. Okay, sure. 5th epoch later in the sequence. Damn it. 5th epoch male, even later still. Yeah, the name made me feel like Alista. Exactly, right? Alista is like a woman. I don't know, maybe because it reminds me of like Alice or something. I don't know, but like Alista just feels like a woman's name. By the way, how do you not have the same as I did? Could be time zone, could be because because it's probably like 1 a.m. for you, right? So you probably moved ahead a day. So you probably have tomorrows for me, probably. Male 50 pocket sequence Anderson? Not the sequence, idiot. We know this. Even later, whoa. Even later, who the fuck gets introduced even later? Obviously Rosella's, but I just want to know sequences. Okay. Dwayne Dantes? Mom? Sequence 2? No. So, can't be a sequence 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it has to be a sequence 9 or 8 male late in the series. Who the fuck do we even know that ended the series at a sequence 9? And introduced late, so it can't be like fucking old Neil who died, you know? I mean, it can be someone who died, but gotta die later in the book, you know? Isengard Stanton? I don't think it was... I think that's way later, though, because he was introduced way after Anderson. How can I check if something copyrighted? I want to give you more recommendations. That's a good question. Kami would probably have a better answer to that. I've generally just tried with... just putting it on and then seeing if I get a copyright strike, which is not the smart way to go about doing things. Dorian Gray male, this would work. Fucking cringe. Okay. Father Trowski. So it's not a sequence 8. So it's a sequence 9. It has to be a sequence 9. Oh my god. Who the fuck do we even know that's a sequence 9? Unless it's a... Is it a regular human? I'm gonna be... It's a regular human late in the series? I don't know, bro. Could be anyone. Roseanne, Red Light, Ayer Moria? Fucking cringe. Okay, last chance. Ian Wright, too early. Indigo Light. Oh, it's gotta be one of the fucking lights. Ah! Damn, Butler Walter. Why is he in here, bro? Why is he in here? It's alright for copyright? Alright, if you get this wrong, Seer, I hope you know the consequences. Now, what are the consequences? There's no shot. Nope. That's a Vivo song. That is not okay by any stretch of the I know the answer. Nope, that's a Vivo song. You're out of your goddamn mind if you think I'm putting that on. Nope. The live version? No, that's not how that works. No, anything Vivo is strictly off limits. Nope. Vivo, because Vivo is not just copyright strike or copyright demonetization. That's copyright strike. Like, that's like chancing getting the channel taken down. Nope, not doing that. Nah, CIA, not today. Not today. Who knew Seer was a CIA plant? It's always the ones you least expect, truly. Yeah, exactly. They sent a cruise missile to Wiz's house. But by then it was daytime and he had left for work. Instead, they got the cleaning lady. If anyone doesn't get the joke, I can show you the... I'm sure everyone's seen it, but if you haven't, I can show you the clip that I'm referencing here. Lumion had already looked through the information Franca had gathered and could guess her reasoning for this choice. Hal Constantine, with rumored sea monster blood, often went to an island called Banamo, west of the Fog Sea, for supplies. A few days later, someone spotted Hal Constantine's flagship, the New One, surfacing on a route on the Banamo, allowing the crew to breathe fresh air and enjoy the freedom. Based on the distance, giving pleasure quests? Yeah, we're gonna try to make a fucking Admiral of the Sea come 47 times. Next mission of the crew. Based on the distance, speed, routine, and conditions, and the weather in the Fog Sea, it was estimated that the New Ones could reach the Banamo within 2 or 3 days. Amongst the pirate admirals, he was the only one with a predictable trajectory in the near future. We can give it a try, Lumen responded nonchalantly. Having participated in many battles at the demigod level and playing a significant role, he felt the admiral they targeted didn't matter much as long as they could locate him. Dude, what a guy. This motherfucker barely digested his sequence 5 potion. He's like, pirate admirals are no longer of any consequence to me. I would eat them for breakfast if they so got in my way. Goddamn, bro. Franca glanced at Lumen and said, I think there's something wrong with you. You can't quite underestimate the best of sequence 5s. You're not a demigod yet. Underestimating the admiral could cost you dearly. There's a saying from my homeland. Strategically, you can underestimate your enemy, but tactically, respect them. I know. Aurora used to remind me of this. Telling me not to underestimate the villagers' intelligence. After being chased down by them a few times, I understood what she meant. Your homeland has another saying also. Weakness and arrogance aren't barriers to survival, but arrogance is. Stop! As long as you know it, don't turn this into an exchange of sayings, Franca grumbled. Yeah, but who cares if it's a pirate admiral? True. All I'm saying is he's not Gearman Sparrow, okay? He's not that guy. Listen, in time, will he grow to rival the legend of Gearman Sparrow? Doubt it. But maybe. The problem is, how do we get to Banamo Island? Jenna spoke. Banamo, located on the northwest of the Fog Sea, was once a Fasak Empire colony. Later, as the Fasak Empire declined, the west of Banamo resisted actively. The island gained independence. It helped that Banamo lacked valuable resources and was only a base for exploring the Fog Sea's end. Giving it up wasn't a big loss. There was a kind of half exception, okay? Lumion was sleeping, and he receives a telegram from Franca stating, hey, if someone was to attack Hela, who would it be? And I said, probably would end up being Loki. Where's Loki located? Well, he's located at this castle. I don't exactly know the address. Please, give me what best you know, okay? Okay, so we believe the castle is located around the Hornaces mountain range. Understood. And the telegram exchange ended. The next day, I receive another telegram stating that there were 47 cruise missiles. Now, I'm not super familiar with this term, cruise missiles, but I imagine it's something pretty destructive that went straight into the castle. I don't know how they even located the castle, truly, but what ended up happening was Loki was already on the way to kill Hela. So what they actually ended up doing was killing Zaratul, who was just waking up. He was just waking up from his coffin. Done. It helped that Banamo had lacked valuable resources and was only a base for exploring. After gaining independence, Banamo developed into a pirate haven, offering a place for pirates to trade. Jenna's point was clear. Oh, how's it going, buddy? Even with clear routes and good weather. Long time no see, man. How you doing? It would take 2 or 3 weeks to sail from Trier to Banamo. Any issues requiring detours or delays would stretch the journey to a month. By then, Admiral Deepsea would likely have left Banamo. Finding a pirate admiral in the open sea would likely be impossible. Given the circumstances, only teleportation could ensure that the team would reach Banamo in time for the admiral. However, neither Lumion nor Franca had the spirit world coordinates for the island, making teleportation nearly impossible. Can we contact someone on the island? Lumion thought. Well, after a 14-hour shift, I'm just happy to be alive. Hope. You know what, buddy? I had to do an 8-hour shift in Nasdaqistan yesterday, okay? I'm not sure if you've heard of that place. It's called the fucking Nasdaq, okay? The fucking New York Stock Exchange. Ever since this motherfucker Elon Musk has decided to become a fucking thorn in my side, I hear you, brother. Yesterday, oh my god, kill me. $8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 8 p.m. when I, or sorry, 8 a.m. when I logged on, 4 p.m. when I logged off. My whole fucking day was SpaceX IPO. Where is it? How many shares have I been allocated? Why was I only allocated this many shares? How can I get more shares? When is it going to start trading? Why is it trading here? Why were my shares filled at this price? That was my whole fucking day. Fucking waste of time. Oh my god, bro. The dude got grafted. Dude, grafted is such a good word there. Seriously, grafted is such a good word. I'm sorry, Hope. 14 hours is a long fucking day, dude. What happened? You're a programmer, right, Hope? What the fuck happened that you had a 14-hour shift? We should be able to. There's a telegram office in Banamo. You can ask adventurers who've been to Banamo to send a telegram to their friends on the island. Good. If everything goes well, we can arrive there tonight. Yeah, I guess we all I'm a waiter? Who am I confusing you with? What? Wait. 14 hours as a dude, that's a long day. Fuck. Dude, any kind of service job, 14 hours is cooked. Having to deal with customers is like bad enough for like 8 hours. 14 is actual fucking hell on earth. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Dude, customers are they're such entitled little 1 p.m. to 3 a.m. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. Fuck, that's so... Dude, customers is... Dude, you know the amount of times... Okay, listen, I don't normally deal with clients all the time, but like when I do, okay? So my department is fully work from home. It has been since COVID. We used to have like a fucking couple floors at the main branch headquarters, but then during COVID they were like, hey, just listen, we don't just work from home, whatever. And and this department's been work from home forever. I've only been working here for like a little under a year now, but this is what I've been told, right? So I work fully from home, and the amount of times that clients will get pissy with me because I work from home, I don't even deal with clients all the time, but like when they're like, I had this bitch call me on like fucking Tuesday or something because it was really busy, so I was helping out, and she goes, hey, how are you? And I go, good, how you doing? And she goes, good. Hey, are you guys still doing that whole work from home thing? And I waited for a few seconds because I wanted to like drag her out by her fucking collar through my monitor. I wanted to fucking fog of history her out of my fucking monitor. And I go, yeah, thankfully, or I wouldn't really be working here. And she and her husband thankfully chuckled because I was genuinely about to lose my shit. Like, if she was like, well, you know, you went from you, I was gonna genuinely just lose my shit. And thankfully she and her husband just chuckled, and then she just told me what she needed, and I just got the fuck away from her. But I swear to God, if this dumb bitch said anything else, I would have just, I would have punched, I would have done so. I was in a bad mood already, and that message just zinged me the wrong way. It shouldn't have. Again, customers are dumb as fucking bag of bricks. Okay, anything they should say should just chink off you like off your armor. Okay, just whatever. But I was just in a bad mood already. I was frustrated because I'm having to deal with these fucking assholes, and I was like, yeah, or I wouldn't fucking work in this fucking department. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry, Hope. I'm so sorry. How was your day? I'm so sorry. That got completely derailed. I'm so sorry. Clients are fucking dicks. Okay, I hate them. Banamo Island in the fog sea, shrouded in perennial fog and gloomy island. In island's only port, Mason, carrying a bundle of items, navigated through the bustling pirates and entered an abandoned warehouse. And like the one thing, I don't know, Hope, maybe Can I ask, Hope? Have you been working in the service industry for long? Like, have you been a waiter or like what, or like whatever if you had a job before this? Was it also in the industry? Oh, it was total shit, like stinky garbage. I'm sorry, buddy. Mason was an adventurer who despised the brutal and ruthless pirates and couldn't leave Banamo because the pirate haven was full of opportunities. Yeah, a while now. Why? Okay, have you noticed this? Where like generally, not all the time, obviously there will be some entitled ones, but generally the clients who are like, or customers, sorry, who are like spending money, whether they're tipping you well, whether they're buying a lot of shit, whether they're just affluent, you can tell by the car they're coming in, the clothes they're wearing, whatever, are nicer than like people who are not. I don't know. This has always been my experience. I feel like at a bank, this is what I used to, because like I've worked in a bank since I was 18 years old. I've been working in a bank for 5 years now. And so basically when I have to take calls from clients, I only deal with high value clients, high net worth clients. Now, high net worth starts anywhere between the minimum threshold is that you have to have invested assets with us worth $150,000 all the way up to there's no cap, right? Whatever. And the most piece of shit clients I will ever get are those motherfuckers who have $151,000, like enough for their call to barely be put on my fucking desk. And they'll be like, are you from the front desk? No, I'm not. Because like I don't work, because they're saying like, oh, are you from the special department that feels like my calls? And I go, no, I help out on these calls occasionally, like I'm not here. Can you transfer me then? Yeah, man. Like fucking. Whereas like you'll get this guy who has like $7 million in one of his 4 accounts. I'll go, hey buddy, I think a problem happened. It was probably totally my fault. Can you just take a look? I don't expect you to be able to, if you can do something, I would really appreciate it. If you can't, all good. And then this motherfucker with like 151,000, barely enough money to be fucking on my desk. He should be talking to someone else. And thank God he should be talking to someone else, someone with a lot more patience than me, because I'm a fucking bad person. I'm not a person to do customer service, okay? I'm an introvert. I don't like talking to people. People are already fucking frustrating. And the fact that I have to talk to you is already agonizing enough on my soul. And then I have to deal with you, your entitled prick ass. And if you don't reverse this for me immediately, I want to speak to your supervisor, and then I will be transferring my money out to a different bank. And I'm like, dude, just take your money and fuck off. I'll send you a fucking check. Just get the fuck away from me. Oh my God. People are so cringe. Oh yeah, that's almost always the case, except for the boss's friends. Oh dude, I can't imagine what that's like. Thankfully, given when I worked at a branch, everyone was always nice that way. That's some crazy gossip. I'm sorry. I've been meaning to vent that out for a little bit, and it just came out to you guys. I apologize. You shouldn't have to hear my ranting. Oh, I can't imagine that, dude. We used to have that like occasionally at the branch where like someone would be having some crazy, long meeting or whatever at the end of the day. But then we all had our own keys. So we would all just be like, hey, listen, everything's locked. When you're done, just leave. Okay, we're all going home. I'm not staying until 6 p.m. for your bitch ass. Fuck off. Rant louder, queen. Aw, thanks, buddy. In the island-only port, Mason, carrying a bundle of items, navigated through the bustling pirates and entered an abandoned warehouse. The warehouse had been destroyed in a pirate skirmish and never repaired. Mason was an adventurer who despised the brutal and ruthless pirates and couldn't leave Banamo because the pirate haven was full of opportunities. Even if he didn't hunt down solitary, bounty-carrying pirates, he could wait for pirate feuds to end and take the remaining goods. This was how he became a Beyonder, a Sequence 8 pugilist now. Today, Mason took on a supposedly very simple task, but with a reward of 1,000 world ore, seeking a secluded spot to complete it. He quickly cleared off a pile of broken wooden crates and stacked them to form an altar. Following the description, he placed candles, incense, and essential oils. After the preparations, Mason took out a neatly folded description and spoke. The most challenging part of this is the necessary knowledge, including basic ancient Hermes and proficient Hermes. If you don't meet these, do not take the commission. Fortunately, I learned enough ancient Hermes from other adventurers. Mason felt a little lucky. It wasn't that he wasn't more studious than other adventurers, but the items he had previously acquired involved Hermes. To understand their value, he paid an adventurer proficient in Hermes to teach him for a bit. After quickly reading the second half of the description, Mason assessed the potential danger. He then created a wall of spirituality, dripped the incense from the candles, and spoke, "I summon in my name a wandering creature, a creature wandering above the world, the penitent who awakens the flames of pain, a messenger belonging solely to Lumion Lee." Let me just finish the food order before moving to drinks. The apps requires order. Sure, let me go get another beer. Oh my god. I said later. Dude, they literally speak. If I see that Canadian bank randomly explodes, I will know who did it. Dude, you say that, but it was so funny. Way back in the day when I was still reading Lord of the Mysteries, and I went from my jobless, homeless era, not homeless, but you know what I mean, jobless era to I got a job, and that was a job when I used to work at an actual branch in town. A different job than the one I had first, but whatever, all the same. Different from the one I have right now. And I remember saying like, "Hey guys, no more day streams because I'm going to be working." And Milosh's first message was, "I'm going to blow that bitch up. I'm Siberian." Oh my god, it was so good. As Mason finished, the candle flames surged, turning a deep green, almost black. In the firelight, a tall figure in a black clergyman robe emerged. Mason took a step back in fear. The figure's exposed parts seemed long, scorched by flames, with blackened flesh and skin clinging to bones. Its eye sockets dark, burning with deep-colored flames. It looked like an undead creature. Imagine Milosh in stream. He wouldn't be here, the bum. He doesn't like COI, I don't think. Mason had similar beings in Banamo Port, as the pirates were adept at communicating with corpses, but the summoned penitent made Mason feel fearful. Sensing it was fundamentally different from the ordinary. Even the pirate admirals who had visited Banamo hadn't given him this feeling. Seeing the corpse in a black clergyman's robe, Mason shook. His task was to deliver a letter to someone named Lumion Lee. This blackened corpse messenger took the letter and disappeared. The warehouse returned to normal. You're laughing, but what I would actually do it? By some inexplicable coincidence, Wiz was not at work that day. I don't know. I just, my tummy was aching in the morning, so I didn't go into work. How did I know there was 45 pounds of C4 hidden underneath the foundation? Mason wiped away the cold sweat and muttered, "This seems more complicated than I thought. I've heard of people being lured into special rituals, summoning evil gods or devils. Was that just what happened? Is there a catastrophe coming to the town? Is Lumion Lee the name of an evil god?" Mason wondered. Mason had previously seen that a ritual only summoned a messenger unrelated to gods or demons, but as a Sequence 8, he had taken the risk, but the messenger made him quite uneasy. Dude, I feel like Bug, I don't know if you've seen this, but like, I feel like the amount of course it was reasonable development, true. I don't know if you've seen this, but like, I feel like every fucking celebrity ever that was big in the 90s and early 2000s was supposed to somehow have magically been on the planes that went down in 9/11. I feel like every fucking celebrity is like, "Oh yeah, I was on that flight actually, and then I was like super hungover that day and I didn't go." Or like, "Oh, I was supposed to go and then my car broke down so I didn't make it in time." Or like, "I was supposed to go but then my wife..." I don't know, like fucking no, like Mark Wahlberg is like one of them, but I feel like I've seen so many people who are like, "Yeah, I was supposed to be on those planes." Motherfucker, was everyone supposed? How big is this fucking plane? Everyone's on there? Yeah, or the towers, yeah. Search up Mark Wahlberg 9/11. This is a joke, right? There's some fucking meme I'm not getting or something. Oh, I know I would have done something. I wouldn't have gone down so easy. Oh, I know the quote. You're talking about. Oh. Them Sallys be tragedy mogging for real, true. Yeah, I remember that quote from Mark Wahlberg. It was like, Sorry, okay. If I was on that plane with my kids, it wouldn't have gone down like it did. There would have been a lot of blood in that first class cabin. Bro, you're not that guy. Bro, you're not that guy. I think I've heard the name Lumion Lee somewhere before. Mason frowned. He tried to recall but couldn't remember. Before leaving the warehouse, Mason glanced back at the makeshift altar. His heart tightened, pretending he hadn't seen anything, seeing the shadows shifting. Mason quickly left the warehouse, and in Trier, in the apartment rented by Frank and Jenna, Lumion saw Penitent, baneful, step out of the void and hand him a letter. He didn't even open it. Knowing it contained only a blank paper, he asked, "Can you deliver a reply to the sender?" "I can," Baneful answered. Lamb the reply. In foggy, baneful port, Lumion leaned against the outer wall in the abandoned warehouse, watching the sender walk out with a fearful expression. He smiled, took a golden straw hat, and looked at it for a moment, and put it back in his traveler's backpack. Having the famous adventurer Louis Barry appear here would arouse suspicion and may cause the Admiral to change his destination. Lumion straightened up, tightened his thick jacket, and walked slowly along the streets of Banamo. Imagine that though, Mark Wahlberg heroically beating the hijackers, the tower still explodes on its... Don't hope. Oh my... You wanna... are you a conspiracy theorist about 9/11? Because one of my coworkers had a... her husband was like he was like an actual conspiracy nut. Like, he's like, yeah, 9/11 was an inside job. Okay. Yeah, JFK. Yeah, the CIA killed him. Okay. Yeah, like the moon landing. Fake. We never went to the moon. Fake. Bro, everything's a conspiracy. Okay, bro. Listen. I think if you believe in like a conspiracy or two, that's totally normal, okay? It's totally okay to believe that like the government isn't batting 1,000 and telling us the truth on everything, okay? It's probably true, okay? But like everything's a conspiracy? Please, is not a hope, not the 9/11 bit. Come on, don't make me Bro, we're never gonna read anything today, dude. Thank God Kami's not here. If he saw us talking about Aaron, are you trying to should we stop reading? Do you want to do 9/11 conspiracy instead? Do we want to do this instead? I'm trying to finish this series. I'm yapping so much. These motherfuckers are rage baiting me. Eve, stop them. Eve. Alright, you have the power of a moderator now. Stop them, okay? Someone says something to derail me. Take it away. Take it away. You're a mod. Get him. You do. You have all the power now. Take him down. Lumion straightened up, tightened his thick jacket, and walked along the streets of Banamo Port. He planned to take a look around before returning to fetch Franka and the others. Trier, late at night. Angolme arrived at the agreed-upon empty house to retrieve the emergency contact from a hidden blade. He quickly found... Oh, Bug, you're here. Okay, you want it? I don't know. Eve said I be yapping, and she... I'm sorry. Is Evening a girl or a guy? Is Evening like Eve is your name? Because that's what I was assuming, and you're a girl. You don't have to answer that, by the way, by any stretch of the imagination. You can just avoid to answer it. There's no requirement. Angolme arrived at the agreed-upon spot, empty house, to retrieve emergency contact information from the hidden blade. I'm Evening? Yes, I know. I still don't know if you're a guy. Seer? Seer? Eve, ban him. Put him in a fucking timeout. Put him in a timeout. I don't know. Are you a guy or a girl? I don't know. Eve, shoot that man. I'm telling you, Evening, shoot that man. I'm giving you a direct... I'm your superior officer. I'm giving you... Shoot that man. Now. He quickly found the note and read its contents. In case of emergency, summon my friend's messenger. A rabbit-shaped spirit that wanders about the unfounded. A runner who pursues knowledge. A messenger belonging solely to the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups? From the Tarot Club? Your friend is you, right? Ongome muttered. You were roasting me on VC and don't even remember? No? He felt he understood why Hidden Blade always had so much troublesome matters. First of all, if it's a justified killing in war, then that is absolutely an excuse, okay? Refuse all unlawful orders? Yeah, unlawful. There's nothing unlawful about what I said, okay? Banimo Port. As Lumen strolled along the streets, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had arrived in Backland, the capital of the Lone Kingdom. Though he had never been there, the foggy skies and damp environment mirrored Trier's newspapers and magazines' mockery of Backland. You really asking the Ankh with Ankh memory? I don't know. Dude, I've been in VC with a lot of people, okay? I thought I would go this way from... Bro... Of course, the architectural style here was distinctly different from Backland. There were two main types. One was large yet not crude, with typical Faceac characters. The other was a mix of stone and wood, simple and rough, often crowded together. Most of the people on the streets were dressed like typical pirates. I'm sorry, Evening, I apologize. I apologize. I know we've been in VC together, but I can't remember your voice. I genuinely can't, I apologize. Most of the people here on the streets were dressed like typical pirates, with short knives strapped to their waist and guns tucked into their belts, not bothering to conceal their weapons. Lumen fully understood the mindset of the natives, who always wore smiles, of faces full of deference. After all, an angering pirate could result in being dragged into a corner and dying, or having someone sneak into their home to murder them. The current rules of Banimo were always trying to recruit pirates and adventurers to maintain order and hope the great pirates would agree on a pirate code to regulate their behavior in the port. However, these measures had limited effects. This was because seasoned pirates couldn't suddenly start obeying laws and rules even if they wanted to. Moreover, there wasn't a strong enough force on the island to keep them in check anyway. As a result, it was common for sheriffs to break the laws and accept bribes. The pirate code agreed upon by the great pirates wasn't mandatory. Even if someone broke it, they would only face minor punishment within their own crew. These measures' greatest effect was the making of Banimo Port appear somewhat orderly. As Lumion admired the bustling streets, he occasionally heard screams or gunshots. This place is perfect for a hunter, he thought. When two groups of pirates started brawling in the middle of the street, Lumion had an idea. A large-scale plague for a demoness could work here, but I would need to develop medicine to prevent infection or illness and distribute it to the locals secretly. The only problem is that there aren't 30,000 pirates. However, there's quite a few beyonders. Infecting them and causing them suffering and despair should reduce the number significantly. As Lumion watched the pirate brawl with interest, he pondered the feasibility of holding the ritual here. When the fight was over, the sheriffs arrived, dispersing the two groups. They were just waiting for the respective pirate crews to pay the fines, symbolically arresting a few. As for the grievances between the two groups, the sheriffs didn't much care. If they wanted revenge, they'd have to settle it at sea. Meanwhile, adventurers and locals quietly dragged away some of the pirate corpses. Lumion felt like applauding this kind of order. Taking advantage of the daylight and the sun filtering through the fog, he continued his stroll through the port. Passing a stone house with a small square, he saw a dozen or so people gathered, mostly locals, a pirate wearing a bicorn hat and blue woolen clothes. The pirate was shouting, "You're just a bunch of pups fresh from your mother's embrace. If you want to become proper pirates, you need training." Faceac was the language with the least difference from ancient Faceac. Lumion, skilled in ancient Faceac, barely understood what the pirate was saying. Why does this feel like a big company in Trier hiring? Lumion grumbled as he watched the pirate display wanted posters and portraits, including the 6 kings. This was the info Lumion needed. He stopped and listened. As expected, he saw a portrait of the 9 admirals and notable adventurers, including a detailed introduction of Louis Barry. At the end, the pirate said his bounty isn't high, but never underestimate him or have any contact with him. No contact? Lumin focused on the portrait, saw a burly man in his 30s with thick brown body hair. His name is Frank Lee, the first mate of the Queen of Stars. He is a druid. No worries, Hope. Get some rest, buddy. You deserve it. No, it's been a long day. Go take a shower, go pass out, go maybe get a drink. I don't know. Do whatever you do to rest. Go on. What is a druid? So I'll explain. I'll explain when we cover Beyond Our Knowledge. For now, just know that he's a Sequence 5, on par with the Admirals. But that is not the main reason why everyone fears him. I do not know the reason either. I only know that everyone who has encountered him acts like they've gone insane. They jump out of their chairs and vomit whenever his name is mentioned. They warn me to stay away from him and not to leave any blood near him. So Frank Lee is the first mate of the Pirate King. But why do so many people fear him so? Even if he has the strength of an admiral, it shouldn't cause this reaction. Lumin was genuinely curious what made Frank so special. After watching the pirates' recruitment, Lumin headed to a nearby bar. He pushed through the unapologetic crowd and sat on a stool. The common language in the port was Faceac, but pirates spoke many languages, and many were multilingual. Those who spoke Faceac formed one corner, those who spoke Intesian another, and so on. In the lively environment, Lumin took a sip of his drink, put down his glass, and asked the bartender loudly, "Have any detailed info on the pirate admirals? Something beyond the wanted posters?" Suddenly, everyone went silent, turning to look at Lumin. It became so quiet that the sound of someone swallowing could be heard. The bartender's expression turned. "Are you an adventurer? An adventurer coming to a pirate bar to ask for detailed info about the admirals?" Lumin didn't answer. Instead, he half-turned to stare at the pirates. Around him, one by one, fireballs began to form. "Even though your bounties are low and I don't want to bother, if anyone wants to give me money voluntarily, I don't mind." Everyone's expression changed and Lumin's gaze steadied. "So, anyone want to give it a shot?" The entire bar remained silent. Everyone could feel the danger of those crimson white fireballs. Lumin stopped provoking them, pointing to a few chairs behind him. "Don't appear behind me. Don't think about using the crowd to get close. If anyone crosses that chair, I'll kill you." "Now, answer my question," Lumin said as he turned back to the bartender. "We know about the same as the wanted posters. If you want more info, ask the enemies of the admirals. Roselle once said the person who knows you best is truly your enemy." Gearman aura once again intimidating but never duplicated. "Listen, this is cool, but if I remember correctly, Gearman as a Sequence 5, maybe even as a Sequence 6, walked into a bar, killed a demon on sight, not a demon, but a devil on sight, and said, 'What, that it?' and dragged his corpse across the bar, okay? You're not that guy, pal." "We know. Tell me about each admiral's enemies," Lumin spoke. In the bar, the pirates resumed their conversation, while some left quietly, seemingly to find help upon seeing the adventurer. Lumin didn't stop or even look their way. When the bartender finished, Lumin had a rough understanding of who the admiral's Deep Sea Howl Constantine's enemies were. Besides doing pirate work in a bloody and brutal manner, he rarely clashed with other admirals or major forces, but the Vice Admiral Dusk, now the King of Dusk, Bulatov Ivan, was suspected Constantine's 2 submarine ships came from a legendary treasure, the Lost Nuans. He targeted the Deep Sea Admiral seeking info. When Bulatov became a king over the seas, the Admiral had no choice but to avoid this powerhouse. Gearman was on genuine different timing. He was on demon time. Lumin listened to the bartender recount the rivalries and grudges, while the pirates behind him grew restless. They were all hoping someone would make a move, either by shooting or stabbing the arrogant man. But the threat of those fireballs deterred everyone. They looked at each other, but no one dared cross that chair. They figured anyone this brazen had to be pretty fucking strong, and this bar was pretty low tier. About 10 minutes later, one of the pirates who had left pushed open the door. Behind him was a middle-aged man in a tricorn hat. The pirates in the bar straightened up, holding their breath. Some of them recognized the man, knowing him to be the captain, Flying Hajmak of the Rosemary, a well-known pirate, just below the admirals. A pirate who had opened the door flashed a fluttering smile. "Captain, that's the man I mentioned! He provoked us all!" How long has he been maintaining those fireballs? Hajmak froze before asking. I don't know. They were there when I left, but he might not have kept them up the whole time. How long has he been keeping those up, he asked. Almost 15 minutes. 15 minutes? Did you forget about our deal? Bastard, is your brain filled with nothing but booze, women, and pride? Cursing, the man walked out of the bar. Dude, imagine. Everyone was like, oh yeah, okay, we can take him now at least. And the guy goes, are you dumb? Are you dumb? I'm not doing that shit, you're nuts. Everyone's like, clearly we're not touching this fucking guy. The sailors, always dumbfounded, instinctively followed him. Their captain was always right. The bar remained quiet as LEMMiNO finished his drink and stood up, his fireball still floating around him. He swept his gaze across the pirates one more, smiled, raised his right hand, and brought his index and middle finger to his lips, and blew softly, like blowing away the smoke from a gun after shooting everyone in the bar. This literally feels like a Key and Peele skit, true. As the pirate bar expression shifted, LEMMiNO leisurely walked towards the bar, or towards the door with his hands in his pockets. One by one, the pirates instinctively moved out of his way. Some felt aggrieved, some ground their teeth, but those fireballs were just too blinding. LEMMiNO seemed utterly unafraid of being ambushed as he walked out of the bar. Late at night, in his inconspicuous hotel, leaning back in his chair, LEMMiNO said, "Disguise yourself to Franca and spread the word that an unknown adventurer has been provoking all the pirates, claiming they're cowards with no real strength." "Fishing again? You're quite the expert," Franca said. "According to the info we have, the Admiral prefers to stay out of the public eye because of his monster bloodline. If he comes to the port, he'll likely stay on his ship, the new ones. If he wants women or food, someone will bring it. So we have to risk sneaking onto the new ones. It's an alchemical ship from ancient ruins. We have no idea what traps or mechanisms it has. Plus, there's probably plenty of pirates on bound. As a hunter, we should always avoid fighting on someone else's turf. I provoked the pirates deliberately because I know no admiral is here right now. I have enough confidence to handle other notable pirates. They should figure this out too. Expecting pirate crews to work together against me overestimates their trust in each other. I don't expect the pirates to have collective pride, but they definitely want to show off their abilities and earn some more fear. The pirates in the port are waiting for a pirate strong enough to deal with me. At that time, the new ones will arrive and the deep sea admiral will be here. What do you think happens? If the admiral leaves and takes action himself, that would be the best outcome. We would be fighting on our terms. But if he's not, his top men will miss the chance. With Admiral as their backup, they won't feel fear and will be more likely to challenge me. Reduces the numbers on the new ones and gives us a good chance too. Good analysis, LEMMiNO teased. A good actor needs to understand people, Jenna said, and then perform for the spectators, LEMMiNO joked. Anthony didn't react. What if a pirate king's fleet arrives before then? That is why the adventure is unknown. The benefit is that I can disappear without a trace, change my face and appearance and try again. A conspirer, a true schemer. LEMMiNO then discussed the possibility of using a large-scale plague in Banamo port, emphasizing the need to secretly distribute preventative medicine to the locals beforehand. Yeah, exactly, yeah. After a few seconds, she said, "You even thought of that. How about we start a plague company?" Just kidding. But in this day and age, there's no vaccines, preventative medicine. We wouldn't normally, but we can turn to mysticism. The apothecary pathway should specialize in this. We just need to give them a number of infected individuals for observation, research, and experimentation. They should be able to provide the cure. We won't have difficulty finding an apothecary. The fool, a pharmaceutical company, has plenty. A medicine with mystical efforts would cost at least 100 Vraldor per bottle, and there's over 10,000 non-pirate residents. We need at least 1,000,000 Vraldor. 1,000,000 was not a small sum. Even Sequence 5 characteristics only cost a fifth of that. 1,000,000 to become a demigod is pretty good, LEMMiNO joked. 1,000,000 is just the admiral. Even if we can't kill him, his top men are valuable. Frank sighed. You're starting to sound a bit like Gehrman. But while Gehrman treated pirates as his piggy banks, only targeting high bounty ones, You aim to eradicate them all, eh? A plague like that would affect thousands, if not tens of thousands of pirates. Poor Admiral, Franka joked, just sitting on a ship doing nothing, and now he's our target. Nothing to pity. A hunter's job is to create chaos and strife. Your job as a demoness is to bring catastrophe. It is better to inflict these on pirates than the innocent, don't you think? Achoo! Benamo port, Mason, sitting at the docks, sneezed suddenly. He thought of the messenger summoning ritual he had just completed that afternoon. Muttering, could that sneeze be some kind of spirituality warning? Am I really going to be the protagonist of some occult event? The fool who made a mistake and attracts an evil god? Did I perform a ritual to bring about a catastrophe to the port? Have hidden dangers and problems started quietly spreading in the shadows? Gulping down a large swig of beer, Mason tried to reassure himself that he was just being scared. From an afternoon until now, nothing had happened. It should just be fine. I don't know where to stop, honestly, today. Let's just do one more chapter. I feel like Kami said 83 to 88 or something should be read together. What an overthinker. Surely nothing bad will happen. Of course not. No one's thinking about putting out a plague to kill, I don't know, thousands at least or anything. That'd be crazy. Two days later, at a quiet spot on the docks, Jenna, dressed in a black outfit that looked like a cross between dress and a robe, gazed at the ocean. Her task was to monitor the docks and be the first to spot the Admiral. Of course, this was just one of her responsibilities. The crucial part was to ensure the Pirate King's fleet arrived at the port before the new ones. If that happened, or no Pirate King's fleet arrived at the port before the new ones, if that happened, she had to inform LEMMiNO so that he could disappear. Jenna paced back and forth, or found a spot to sit in, patiently waiting. Suddenly she spotted a colossal shape break the surface. The massive object was jet black and metallic, resembling an elongated spindle. The next moment, metal tubes retracted and the upper half of the behemoth split open. Jenna was momentarily mesmerized, though LEMMiNO had described how blown spitter Basil's black octopus submerged, surfaced, and unfolded. There was a strong sense of mechanical beauty. Moreover, the behemoth was no smaller than the latest steam-powered ocean liners. Jenna didn't need further confirmation to know this was the Admiral Deep Sea Howl's Constantine flagship. Bro, you gotta imagine, like, in the old epoch, when they have cool shit like this, do you think they just had some, like, transmigrators who just, like, who were, like, good shipwrights or something way back in the day, or, like, engineers, and they were like, yeah, we can just make submarines or shit. Idiots. Hey, hello, my concussed friend, how goes it? Rosella Bomb. I'm sorry. You want Roselle to come into a world that doesn't have fucking gas power and want him to split an atom? This is your requirement for him to not be a bum? Listen, listen, you want to call Roselle a bum? I'm all here for it. But I feel like that's a high bar. Call me crazy. You're asking this motherfucker to split an atom. Jeddah didn't need further confirmation to know this was the Admiral's flagship. She deduced quickly that the new ones had arrived alone. Since the Admiral Dusk Bulatov Ivan became the King of Dusk, other ships in the Admiral's fleet rarely traveled with the flagship. The new ones and the Black Octopus could submerge and travel secretly, which other ships couldn't. Forcing them to follow would only expose the Admiral's movements. This was the only reason Franka had targeted the Admiral. What a beautiful piece of machinery, Jenna thought. Her father had been a worker, and his appreciation for machinery had influenced her deeply. Gave me inspiration to pick up COI again. True. Look at that. Evening hold on. You're doing the Lord's work. I want you to know that. I can hear him calling from the heavens. Look at that. One mod inspiring another mod. With Trier, full of all sorts of... all full of all sorts of unuseful and odd machines, Julian had almost given up his faith in the EBS church to join the god of steam and machinery. Jenna withdrew her gaze and walked away from the docks. Her brother Julian would return to Trier in just over a month after his exchange studies. She didn't want him to continue living in this dangerous city, built on a caldera. She wanted Julian to settle in a place with strong official forces but not as dangerous as Trier, Port Le Sur for example. Jenna knew she couldn't persuade Julian. He would worry about her unless she found a reliable person to marry. Besides, Julian had grown up in Trier and had offered more opportunities. How could he leave? I need to find a way, something temporary to convince him. As Franca said, maybe 3 or 4 years, then another 3. Jenna didn't consider having Anthony hypnotize him. Just then, 2 drunken pirates stumbled onto the docks and spotted Jenna. "Hey, lady, name your price. If you don't want to, we can just decide it for ourselves." As they spoke, the pirates reached out to grab Jenna. In Banamo, this wasn't uncommon. Local women either worked as streetwalkers in protected areas like bars or stayed home to avoid attracting pirates. The best outcome would be the arrival of the sheriffs and receive compensation, and the worst would be being killed on the spot. Before the pirates could touch her, they found themselves engulfed in flames. "Witch!" They ran away. "Witch!" Jenna felt a bit of her witch potion digest from the pure fear and pain. Jenna then faced a dilemma. Should I maintain the mysterious and evil image of a witch, or follow my instincts to take the money from their corpse? In a bar in Banamo Port, Anthony sat on a bar stool with a mug of beer, listening to a pirate. His task for the past 2 days was to blend in and monitor. Although Lumin had analyzed a lot, he was entirely sure how the pirate community would react. Human nature was unpredictable, and among so many pirates, it was normal for some to act in ways that defied logic. A conspirer couldn't predict events with certainty like a high-ranked seer, prophet, or spectator. They need to prepare extra measures. So Anthony frequently frequented the pirates' favorite bar, making as many friends as possible to understand their reactions to the unknown adventurer's provocation. He identified voices that could significantly influence the outcome, and used a hypnotist's ability to quietly guide and change the attitudes of a few influential pirates. This large-scale, covert guidance helped Anthony digest a good portion of his hypnotist potion. It involved actual hypnosis and seemed to indirectly guide the collective psyche of the pirates. Gulping down the beer, the pirate beside Anthony admired his new friend. To him, this friend not only was amiable, but also a good listener, not interrupting. Holy Lord of Storms, it was rare to meet a pirate like this. I finally got to finish my story. Pirate Stillwell raised the god in his heart and said, "Interested in joining our crew?" "I don't think I'm skilled enough to be one of you guys." "Ha," Stillwell laughed proudly. "Have you heard of the unknown adventurer?" "Yeah, I heard. There's so many pirate captains here, but none have taught him a lesson. What are they waiting for? This is our chance to gain infamy. They may even be the one to become the 10th admiral." In his rant, Stillwell never mentioned challenging the adventurer himself. Suddenly a commotion erupted. "What's happening?" Stillwell asked. "Admiral Deep Sea is in Banamo." "Admiral Deep Sea?" Anthony looked delighted. "Yes, someone will teach that bastard a lesson." Stillwell sat back in a stool. "That's a pirate admiral. Every admiral gained that title through battle, not boasting. They could kill all the adventurers here if they wanted to." "I look forward to it," Anthony echoed. "I thought the admiral would come to the end the humiliation caused by the so-called notable pirates." "Why do you say that?" Anthony asked. "You don't know?" "Though I'm not from Intas, our boss often intercepts ships at the Berserk Sea and rarely comes to the Fog Sea," Anthony explained. "Ah. We suspect the Deep Sea Admiral comes to Banamo every year to find that legendary treasure." "Treasure? The lost Newlands?" It was said to be the site of an ancient civilization of intelligent beings long destroyed. Strange items often appeared at the area, all pointing to the ancient Nuans. Oh, there's some like time rift bullshit that's allowing him to maybe get some info from our time, allowing him to make like cool ships or something? Maybe. Yes, think about it. The Admiral's flagship was found in some ruins and named the Nuans. Anyone would suspect those Nuans are the lost Nuans. Besides, the area where the Nuans supposedly sank isn't far from here. Alright, let's do one last chapter, 782, and then we'll end it there, okay? I feel like there's only like 1 or 2 music changes today, and they weren't even that important, so I don't think Kami will be too upset. Almost chapter 800, boys. We're making such good progress. Banamo Port. Adventurer Mason had donned the loose pants and thick jacket favored by pirates. He looked towards the unknown adventurer, drinking liquor. He wasn't worried about being hurt, but was anxious about when this kind of life would end. Pirates were never reasonable. They would always vent their anger on others. After no one stepped up to respond to the arrogant adventurer, many pirates tried to take out their anger on other adventurers in the port. Frequent adventurers in Banamo Port were used to a life of hiding. They would never openly identify as adventurers, disguising themselves as other professions. In this pirate-dominated port, being an adventurer was clearly a dangerous and elusive profession. People like Mason had regular identities to disguise themselves. Taking on commissions wouldn't expose an adventurer's identity because many pirates also took on jobs for rewards. For example, if they killed a rival pirate, they could collect the bounty. Who wouldn't? And pirates approached tasks differently from adventurers. They would first identify the mission's issuer and decide if they wanted to kill the client directly. Mason had recently lost his job at a trading company. With his distant, non-native features, he had to dress as a pirate to avoid trouble. His thoughts drifted to a corner of the bar. The walls were charred and the glass cracked, and overturned tables and chairs lay amidst the charred bodies. These were 2 pirates. Earlier that afternoon, they had recognized an adventurer they had encountered before and decided to vent their malice on him. The unknown adventurer at the bar didn't even turn his head, summoned a fiery raven one after another, and blasted the pirates apart. Dude, Klein just... Dude. Lumion just killed 2 people and was like, nah. This convinced the watching pirates that that unknown man was a man of his word. If he said he would kill, he would. If he promised punishment for crossing the line, there would be punishment. Even the pirate captains didn't dare retaliate. Mason watched the entire scene, noticing that the pirates were familiar with the pyromaniac's abilities and were quite skilled. When being a low sequence beyonder, despite their precautions, they couldn't escape the ravens. They were covered in flames by the window before they could even escape. This filled Mason with admiration. When will I have such power? The power to intimidate so many. Mason had intended to kindly ask the pirates, help the pirates deal with the bodies, but to his regret, the pirate and their captain and first mate were quick to arrive and collect their inheritance. So I smiled, so I knew it was peak. There's no way this is the peak. Okay, we're approaching peak, maybe, I believe. I should stick to the adventure. If I'm recognized, I'm done for. Mason muttered, gulping his beer. How had my life changed so drastically? Though he hadn't been harmed, he felt implicated. This heightened his fear that he may have brought disaster to Banamo Port. Though it didn't seem like a disaster yet, he had hoped it would end when the unknown adventurer left. Or a pirate admiral arrived. Never perform rituals you don't understand, Mason warned. In the shadow, Franca was intently observing the carnival bar. This was her task. Even though LEMMiNO was vigilant, he could still be ambushed. The Beyonder world had many strange, unpredictable, and hard-to-defend abilities. The volume ending his peak, let's go! Thus, Franca stayed hidden, monitoring. In the past few days of wandering with Lumion, Franca had seen pirates drinking, chatting, and joking, making them seem no different from the ordinary people. She felt a bit guilty about the possible plague plan. But after witnessing pirate battles and hearing of killings, kidnappings, and other horrible things, she felt that letting these scum die from a plague would purify the world. Ignoring her hunger, Franca grumbled about Lumion. This guy, doesn't he know that it's been an hour past lunch? You get to eat and I don't, idiot? Despite her complaints, Franca continued to dutifully watch. At that moment, a few pirates entered, bringing a lively, joyful, excited atmosphere. I will say, even that line is like such good writing that I feel like is an improvement from Lord of the Mysteries, because that's such a common complaint. Like when you're like doing something or like you're following someone or something, and they're so inconsiderate, and the frustration you feel like. So my car is like, no, I'm not going to call it like a fast, like I don't have a sports car, but like I have a car with like a decent bit of power, okay? Like that was one of the things I wanted when I bought my car. I wanted a car with like a little, with some power, because like I like to drive fast, okay? I don't know. And one of these days I had to take my mom's car to a mechanic, and the mechanic was like out of town. And so I went, and then my friend was following me, and he also has a nicer car that has some horsepower. And he is driving like a fucking, and he's like cutting in and out of traffic, okay? He's being an utter asshole. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm driving my mom's car, why are you fucking like this? Because now I'm just stuck behind traffic, and he's just fucking gone. I'm like, we were supposed to just reach there together. You have to get there and fucking wait for me. Why the fuck are you bothering? And like the frustration you feel when you're like following someone and they're just wholly inconsiderate. I'm like, God, you're such a dick. Like, I feel like this never would have been mentioned in like Lord of the Mysteries, but it's such clever writing because it's something like it's a uniquely human experience that like everyone has felt in one way or another. You know, whether you're like helping your friend out with something and they tell you like, oh yeah, I just have to do something, I'll be right back, you just stay here, and then you wait there for 45 minutes and you're like, this guy's such a genuine piece of shit, just tell me to come with you or tell me to fucking leave. Why would you fucking have me sit here while you fucking fuck off for an hour? Oh my God. Franca melded into the shadows, sticking to the walls and stealthily approaching a group of pirates to listen in. The Admiral is really here? The new ones has docked? Do they know of the adventure? Oh, the Admiral has arrived, Franca confirmed her guess. Since Jenna hadn't issued a warning, it meant no pirate king had arrived in the port. Franca had begun to anticipate the Admiral's arrival any time. She was sure the Admiral and his subordinates were aware of the unknown adventure's provocation, a simple deduction. Since the Admiral was avoiding the King of Dusk, he would first confirm the situation in the port before coming. The common practice was to send lesser-known pirates from the fleet to scout the port. If the port was a regular stop, trusted subordinates would be stationed here long-term. Hi, Alma! Of course, local forces could also provide warnings. In any case, the Admiral would be well aware of recent events in the port, otherwise he wouldn't surface. Franca calmed herself, no longer distracted by hunger, but like the pirates, she waited half an hour without witnessing the Admiral, growing puzzled. Why have they not shown up? Could it be the Admiral is also a cautious person? But Lumion is only showing the strength of his strong sequence 6. This crafty guy using crimson flames, not a Reaper's white flames. Franca thought carefully. If she were in his shoes, targeted by the King of Dusk, she wouldn't cause trouble right after arriving. They would complete the resupply first and prepared for another dive. That way, if something happened, they could leave immediately. Also, Lumion, the unknown adventurer, has been in port for a couple of days. He doesn't seem to be hunting bounties or lesser-known pirates. This could make people suspicious of his intentions. Her gaze continued to sweep across the bar, wary of surprises, and in the process, her eyes swept across Lumion, noticing her companion's slight smile, holding a cup of Lancy proof. Lumion played with his glass, using his hunter's exceptional hearing to roughly understand the pirates that were suddenly excited and anxious. His target had arrived. I'm here but cooking pizza? No worries, I'm on the last chapter anyway, Alma. Lumion wasn't surprised, but since he already knew, Jenna had come by earlier and left a note, concealed by the shadows. Knowing the Admiral wouldn't come looking for him immediately, Lumion remained calm. The wind is quite noisy today, Lumen said to the bartender. True, the bartender forced a smile. Lumen said nothing more, feeling his emotions and state change. To be honest, he felt a bit nervous about facing off with an admiral with his fleet, but it also made his blood boil. He'd never been one to shy away from challenges, and ever since becoming a Beyonder, he had tasted the allure of challenges even more. With that, Lumen raised the cup to his lips, tilted his head back, and drank it all in one go. Alright. That's it, guys. Short stream, hour and a half, maybe an hour of reading, probably, because we did not do a lot of reading today, I'm not gonna lie. Kami's gonna be pissed, lol, but fuck him, it's fine. Alright, we'll do a longer stream tomorrow. Also, we're also gonna do Outer Worlds tomorrow, okay, because Nagato asked on his birthday, and I don't refuse birthday wishes. Alright, that's it, boys. I'll catch y'all later. Same time or early. It'll be Outer Wilds. Sorry, Seer. No, it'll be earlier than this time, Eve. It'll be like a couple hours earlier. I'll schedule it, okay? We'll be there. Thanks, guys. Alright, that's it. I'll catch y'all later, guys. We'll do some reading first and then Outer Wilds later. That's it. I gotta download it. Well, I gotta buy it and then download it. But you guys know what I mean. Bye, guys.